Sorry, emergency call. Okay, next, that things. Where's the last part I left? Someone can help me? Please.
You talk about idioms just now.
I'm sorry, what? Idiom.
You talk
Okay.
about idiom.
Okay, thank you, Simon. Sorry, I got a bit of a...
Sir, you unmute yourself.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I need an aqua right now, but I couldn't have that nearby. Yes, I want to warn you about idiom as well, because there are some idioms that you could not really use in the formal conversation, and there's some of them that you can use properly, or I can say appropriately, to the formal conversation. Remember one thing: IELTS is a formal kind of test. Okay, there are two types. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. That is a academic test and then regular test. Is that correct? Yeah, there are two types of IELTS test. Okay. There are two types of IELTS test: is academic test and a regular test. When you are taking, or when you take IELTS academic test, then you have to use academic form. Avoid to use slang. Okay, repeat once again. Avoid to use slang, or don't use slang, or you mustn't use slang, because slang is a language, part of language that you can use in the informal situation. But idiom, it works for both, formal and informal. Okay. Okay, let's get back to idiom. So yeah, there are some idioms that you have to memorize or even understand and use when you take IELTS test. I had a friend of mine who got 8 in IELTS speaking just because using idioms. Like he used appropriate idioms in his speaking. Then he got that score, like 8. That's very cool in English, in IELTS. Okay. When I asked him like what is your key strategy, and he just said that he just used idiom. He memorized the idiom as much as he can, and then he mentioned it during the speaking, and then he got 8. Okay. I just want to repeat once more about the grammar. Okay. Grammar. You can, if you couldn't really, or if you're not really a confidence to use the advanced level or advanced form of grammar, just avoid to make a mistake. Okay, you can use medium level, or you can use normal form of grammar, but avoid to make a mistake. Okay, try to use, or try to produce 0 mistake. Okay, avoid it as much as you can. That's the thing. Okay, and it's gonna be good for your speaking. And please practice to get good fluence. Okay, because fluency can be very annoying and disrupt your speaking when you produce too many disruption. What I meant by disruption: when you speak and you use and that's really frequent, and it might be a problem. Okay, or it could be a problem in your speaking, because when you get a lot of pause, let's say pause, it's like and you stop your speaking, it will be noticeable, because a native speaker used to speak with a very good fluence. they used to speak straight away, like one breath, one deep breath, and then speak one length of sentences or two sentences or some sentences, and it sounds very natural. So try to have good fluence, not really perfect fluence, just if you could speak very good and very natural, then it's gonna be perfect. Okay. Okay. Last thing is about studying in Australia. Uh, can I ask, is or does one of you want to study English in Australia? If you want, up your hand. Who wants to study in Australia? If you get a chance, or maybe some of you have a plan to study in England or in America or in some country. Okay, it's not something that impossible. You can do it. Okay, based on my experience, I also a student in I was also a student in the Kampung Inggris. Yeah, I've spent almost 2 years to learn English, and I've never had like goal to study abroad, especially in Australia. Yes, I repeat again, I've never had that kind of dream. But when when like when God showed me the way, then I go through it. So if you start from now, if you start to really to push yourself to get it, then I believe then you can get it as well. There are a lot of scholarship provider out there, and just be the one who they are looking for. Okay, just prepare yourself to be one of people that they are looking for, because scholarship are looking for someone to be able to be awarded a scholarship to study abroad, and just show yourself that you're capable, and you are the one that they are looking for. Okay. And my suggestion, when you want to study abroad, this is very important suggestion. Before you departure to the country that you want to visit or you want to study at, please prepare your background knowledge, because the atmosphere, the studying process is very different. You might get it really hard, or you might get it moderate, or you might get it easy. It depends on your level. But most of the students I met with there, they say that it's really difficult. They have to spend almost their time to study and review, and sometimes it really sleepless studying process. Okay, so prepare yourself, um, make yourself to be understand enough about what you're going to learn there. Okay, thank you so much. So that's it for today. Before I close it, can I open the question section? So who want to ask questions about the materials that I've said? Is there any question?
Yeah, Mister, I want to ask one question.
Yeah, please.
Uh, it's about idiom. When we face the IELTS speaking exam, how much idiom we should use in the part of IELTS speaking so we can so it can boost our score.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's a good explanation. So in terms of a number of idioms that you can use, my suggestion is first, use idiom in the proper way. Okay. We haven't talked about the number, but first, please use the idiom in the proper way. For example, when you want to use idiom, make sure that you use idiom in the main point of your conversation. Okay. For example, when you're asked to do a section 2 of IELTS speaking, then you do opening. Please don't use idioms in the opening because it's gonna be embarrassing. But when it's come to my idea of the things you want to explain, it's gonna be perfect. And I say accordingly good when you use that in the proper way, in the mind idea. Okay, or even in the closing, but don't use it in the first step, because the first part of your speaking is how to give the bridge or this short knowledge of what you're going to mention. Okay, so that's kind of introduction. When you explain the detail, then you have to use idiom. In terms of the number, don't change all of the verb into the idioms, because we know that idiom is a verb. Okay, idiom is the different form of the verb. If you use it properly and use it appropriately, it's gonna be good. So for example, let's say if you were explaining something, you use 3 verbs, just use one idiom in that, okay, and 2 use a normal verb. Or you want to use idiom as a noun, so you can use it as well, but don't make idiom very dominate the sentence. Okay, just say that, just like that. Okay, yeah. The most important thing is put it in the proper place. Okay, thank you. Is that okay? Is that understand? Is that all? Thank you so much. Who else? Please.
Sorry, this is a question is not related with our topic actually.
Yep.
But what kind of scholarship that you get? I mean, like, is that fully funded or partially or what?
I'm sorry. It's about
actually this question is not related with
yeah,
the topic.
it's about
So
scholarship.
yeah, scholarship. I mean,
Yep.
what kind of scholarship that you get? I mean, is that fully
Oh
funded
yeah.
or
I
you
got
want to answer?
I got LPDP. You know that. That's really famous. Yeah, LPDP is fully funded. You will be paid. They will pay for your school. They will pay for your living cost. Yeah, living cost. They will pay for your transportation when you depart and arrive. Sorry, when you go and back. So when the first time you go there, they will pay for your flight ticket, and they'll pay as well for your departure for your way home. So they'll pay for that. You will get the book. What do you call it? I say the book cost. They will pay for your book, okay, and then you will be paid based on your location. So yeah, you will get different type of funding, depends on when you study. Okay, in Australia, LPDP divided into 2 types of funding. There is a $2,000 and then $1,800 or $1,800. So yeah, so if you were living in the expensive city, say expensive types of city, that they will pay you $2,000. If you live in the let's say suburb, and they'll pay you $1,800 or $1,800. Okay, that's the same as Australian award. So Australian award will give you a lot of fun, even more than what I've got, because I've got friends there who are getting Australian awards, and they get even much money than me. So yeah, that's really impressive. Okay, any other question? Please
Sir,
ask. Yep.
how do you think if our graduates from political science but want apply in university major like data science, what we gonna be okay? What can they want accept us
Okay.
and to for
So
scholarship in university?
yeah. Sorry. we call it cross major. It's a cross major. You're taking something that is not your major. Is that something like that?
Sorry, what?
So you want to change your major, let's say in your
Oh
undergraduate.
yes,
Yeah,
from political science to data science.
political science to data science.
Yes.
Yeah. They will, as if that's possible. That's possible. Some of my friends had done that. But remember, they will. It's not gonna be easy. They will ask a lot of excuse, a lot of informations, a lot of reasons of of why you want to change your major. Okay. For example, what makes you uh, change your major? What makes you want to study about your course later if you study, rather than continue the major that you've done in your undergraduate? So you have to give a background reason. You have to give support reason, and you have to provide maybe document or something, or maybe if you want to make a research, it's gonna be more reasonable and logical if you use that. If you said that because of using uh, because of reason, because of research reason. Okay. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Yeah. So yeah, remember, you have to give a reason. You have to write essay. You have to prove that you want to change your major because of important thing, because an urgent thing, because of unique thing. That's thing that people that make people interest. Okay, that they will allow you to change your major, something like that. And not all university will allow you to do so. Okay, you may get that in some university, but not all university allow to do so. Okay, thank you. Any other question? Come on, before I close it.
Yes.
Yep.
While were you studied on Melbourne University, it can be like doing part-time jobs in another activities.
Yeah, thank you for your question. That's really memorable question, because that what I've done when I was there. I mean, yeah, Australia is a very, very good country. You can make money while studying. Okay, when people compare three countries, America, England, and Australia. In Australia, you can make a lot of money rather than study. In England, you can make money and study. In America, you just study and you cannot working. But yeah, and in Australia, you can get a lot of money by part-time job, by doing part-time job. But the problem is, remember, if you take LPDP, they will ask you to not working. Okay, but that's okay. That's fine. That's just a regulation. Okay, because to be honest, don't say it to anybody, please. When I was there, I worked part time. Yeah, some of my friends as well, because yeah, we are really, really into money. You know, when you are there, you like, you say this is my secret, but please say nobody. Okay, when I was there, like and you work part time, you can get 100. No, that's what I got. Like 100 bucks or $100 a day. This is a day. This is like for 2 hours, 3 hours. And when you transfer it to Indonesia, it's just 1 million. So you get 1 million a day. Can you imagine that? So if you work like 30 days, that you get a 30 million in month. Okay, that's really impressive. Like I was attracted by that. Like, oh my God, I can get this kind of money in Indonesia, whatever I do. Like I have to be a boss. I have to get a business. I have to do a business if I wanna get and this kind of money. So first thing I decided to be silent, work in silently, walk in the back of the screen, the back of the stage. And then most of the students were working while there. You just need to schedule your time very very careful. Okay, remember, my strategy is I have a 4 semester there. The first semester I use just for study and like observe. Can I do part-time job while studying? Just I want to know how difficult it is to study. Can I catch up with the studying process? And can I get a good score when I put my time 100% in studying? Then yes, I prove it. I can get that. And then in the second semester, I try to work. So yeah, I backed the time whether I can get a good score or not. And the fact that the reality is it pulls my score a bit lower than I expected. Because yeah, money is everything. They say it in Australia. I'm not saying that. I just copied people words. And then you can do everything there. There are so many work part-time though. You can do like a newspaper deliver. Yeah, you can deliver the food like Gojek and a Grab. But when you deliver food there, you don't use motorbike. You use bicycle. Yeah, so you get more healthier body than you were here in Indonesia. Or you can work in the traditional market. We call it Victoria Market in Melbourne because I stay in Melbourne, University of Melbourne as well, yeah, over there. And yeah, you can make a lot of money. My suggestion is when you're there, spend your first semester to observe and to what I say, to see whether you can work while studying, or you can work and study at the same time. Okay, and then if you say that you can do it, then just work. Okay, the best job that you can get is working in a school or working in a university. Okay, if you can get job or you can work in university, you will be paid more. Okay, what another secret is, my friend told me, and my friend said to me, don't say to anybody, but yeah, I'll tell you. That he get like $250 a day by working in a school. It's like 2.5 million rupiah in a day. Can you imagine that? You have to work in the Department of School of Indonesia to get that. So yeah, that's my answer. So you can do it. It depends on how difficult your study is, because most of the major there has different kind of level of difficulties. So yeah, you have to know the level of your major before you take a risk to get a work. But trust me, it's gonna be joyful. Thank you so much. Okay, is there any question? Almost all give me question. Okay, before I really close it, because that's 3:43. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much, guys, for sharing with me. I hope that we will have another class. Yeah, I really want to share a lot of things with you guys, but yeah, maybe we have another chance. Then yeah, it's gonna be so much fun. Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your attention, and never stop learning. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and goodbye. Bye-bye.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
You're welcome.